Good morning, Minister Rabbit, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mary Curtis. I'm the Director of Digital Switchover, and on behalf of myself and Mick Keogh, the Executive Director of RTNL, we welcome you here today. As some of you might remember, it was raining and windy as the plane touched down. The doors opened and there he is, the young American president, married to a glamorous, intelligent wife. Handshakes, welcome. It was a visit to the ancestral homeland. Well-chosen, crowd-pleasing words, a nation glued to the box. It's 1963 and JFK had arrived in Dublin. He visits Wexford and Cork, all in glorious black and white, flickering pictures on the telly, one telly per village, two in a townland. Last Monday, almost 50 years later, it was windy, it was raining, and the plane touched down, carrying another young American president and his glamorous, intelligent wife. Barack Obama arrives in Dublin, handshakes, welcomes, another visit to the ancestral homeland. Well-chosen, crowd-pleasing words, a nation glued to the box. But this time, a television in nearly every house, in colour and widescreen. Two visits from two presidents bookend almost 50 years of Irish television. We've come a long way from single-channel black and white JFK. Now we have widescreen Obama, multi-camera Queen, high-definition sport, interactive content. Today is a very significant day in those 50 years. Today we launch SAORVIEW, Ireland's first free digital television station. Free RTE, free TV3, free TG Cahir to your homes, all delivered on SAORVIEW. 340,000 households, almost 1 million people, currently rely exclusively on an area to receive their television. SAORVIEW represents a very significant improvement in their television service, both in terms of quality and choice. The number of channels they receive will double, with RTE1, RTE2, TV3 and TG Cahir, joined by RTE News Now, 3E, RTE Junior and RTE1+1. SAORVIEW will also carry an enhanced digital information service and all of RTE's radio services. RTE2 will carry a significant amount of high-definition programming, beginning this weekend with the Magners League final on Saturday and the Munster Hurling quarter-final on Sunday. 8 digital television channels free to your home, with higher quality pictures and sound. It's a long way from black and white JFK to here. Can SAORVIEW do all of this? Free to air? Yes, we can. Or as the man said, is featuring. I would like to thank Minister Rabbit for coming here today to launch SAORVIEW. It means a huge amount. I would also like to pay tribute to and thank Mick Keogh and his team in RTNL, who've completed the very enormous and very difficult job of upgrading the transmission infrastructure to enable SAORVIEW to begin the digital switchover. I would also like to thank those in the department, the BAI, Comreg, our colleagues in RTE, TV3 and TG Cahir, and our trade and retail partners for their cooperation and support. It's also an opportunity for me to thank the small but perfectly formed SAORVIEW team of Rory Coveney, Lucy Campbell, Sinead Casey, Sheena King, Dara Hennessy and Ray Maguire. We will spend the next 18 months explaining and promoting SAORVIEW, our new digital television service around the country. We will ensure that everyone who needs to make the change knows what to do, what to ask, and I will look forward to working with many of you to assist in that process. With that, may I please ask Minister Rabbit to speak. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mary. I'm not so comfortable with all this talk about young and glamorous visitors bookending the history of Irish television, especially when I'm one of the few people in the room that can actually remember the arrival of both presidents. However, it is true that long before the internet, Irish television has been Ireland's window to all of the major national and international events since the 1960s. Sport, news, current affairs, entertainment, and so on. The historic state visits of the last couple of weeks exemplify the important role played by television in the social and cultural life of Ireland over the last 50 years. I've only today written to the Director General to acknowledge the comprehensive and professional job done by the staff of RTE in terms of the coverage of the historic events of the last couple of weeks. It seems fitting, therefore, that in this, the 50th year since the launch of Telefís Éireann, that we should see the launch to the Irish public of the next generation, Ireland's free-to-air digital television service, SAORVIEW. With the national launch of SAORVIEW today, Ireland at last enters the era of national free-to-air digital broadcasting. And this will bring new opportunities to our Irish broadcasters, ensuring that they continue to compete with their European counterparts, and will also benefit TV viewers in Ireland by offering a wider array of TV channels, programme guides, information channels and some high definition content. I would like to congratulate RTE, and in particular you, Mary, and the SAORVIEW team for their hard work which has made this launch possible. I would also like to acknowledge the work of Mick Keogh and his team at RTE Networks Limited, who have done such a good job of building the network, and in such a short space of time and in all kinds of weather conditions. I'm glad to see David McRedmond of TV3 and Paulo Gallicoa here today also. It's very important that we have a variety of broadcasters and services available on SAORVIEW, and I look forward to seeing all the broadcasters working together to ensure that the platform delivers for Irish TV consumers. The move to digital TV is also expected to have positive implications for the availability of Irish broadcasting services in Northern Ireland. The MOU signed in February 2010 between the Irish and UK governments provides for RTE and TG Car to be carried on the digital TV network throughout Northern Ireland. This provides for Irish channels to be broadcast throughout the island of Ireland for the very first time in the history of the state. The launch of SAORVIEW forms an integral part of Ireland's national digital switchover strategy, which provides for the ultimate closure of the RTE analogue TV networks at the end of 2012, and paves the way for the spectrum used by the network to be used for the delivery of new jobs, new mobile and broadband services, and new national economic growth. In achieving this strategy, there is much to do and much to be achieved. So while we celebrate with RTE the launch of the SAORVIEW service, I and my government colleagues are keenly aware of the challenges that this initiative brings to our fellow citizens. At least 250,000 households in Ireland are reliant on the existing analogue network. Each of these households will need to upgrade to digital TV by the end of 2012, or they will lose access to television. This gives households between 16 and 18 months to move to digital. This changeover period is significantly shorter than in any other European country, and whilst this assists broadcasters, it may present a challenge for households. To overcome these challenges, we must all work together in fulfilling our obligations. We must assist people with information and practical assistance to ensure that no one is left behind as Ireland goes digital. In order for this to happen, I have promised to deliver a substantial information campaign, providing households with information on the digital switchover and on their options for going digital. This information campaign will start in October. We must remember that the most important person today is the Irish TV consumer and members of the viewing public. The move to digital requires that people be able to purchase affordable and easy to use SAORVIEW equipment. I look forward to RTE and RTE NL working intensively with manufacturers and retailers to ensure that there is a plentiful supply of simple to use, accessible and affordable set-top boxes available on the market, as well as a wide range of digital televisions and digital video recorders. This key element will undoubtedly assist people in going digital. I recently met with groups representing the less advantaged in our society, including those with sight, hearing, and other physical disabilities. The introduction of digital technologies offers great opportunities to achieve greater inclusion in this area, and now is the time to ensure and plan for that these opportunities are taken. I know that officials from my own department are actively engaged on these issues, and I would urge all relevant broadcasters, manufacturers and retailers to ensure that the issue of accessibility of services is central to their work at this time. I and my department are also working towards addressing the particular needs of vulnerable households as they prepare to go digital. In this context, the expertise and local knowledge of the many voluntary and charity organisations around the country will be of critical importance to ensuring the success of the switchover process. I've asked my department to ensure that, to the greatest extent possible, these organisations play a major part in our information campaign. As I've just outlined, there is work to be done over the coming months, but the project, I think, is well worth it. SAORVIEW secures the future of Irish free-to-air television in the digital age. SAORVIEW actively seeks to bridge the digital divide to make the best television services accessible to all free-to-air, regardless of age, location, or social class. From a national economic perspective, the switch to digital transmission will free up valuable radio spectrum to use by other important communication services such as broadband, mobile TV and others. So these few remarks, it's now my pleasure to declare the migration to free-to-air digital television broadcasting in Ireland officially launched. Thank you all very much.